Hi, I'm Glenn Morgan, and this is We the Govern. Thank you for watching. What happens when a publicly funded college has so many problems that it's time just to shut it down and put it out of its misery? Well, let's talk about that. Today we're going to be talking about Evergreen College, which is located in Washington State near the state capital of Olympia. Evergreen College was founded in 1967 as kind of an experimental education college. It's located on a beautiful 1,000-acre, heavily wooded campus. And what motivated me really to create this video and to discuss this was a recent phone call I had from an Evergreen College graduate who had recently gotten her degree a couple years ago from Evergreen, and she was actually contacting me about the possibility of me helping them, her and some other graduates, with a possible class action lawsuit against the college. And the reason why she wanted to do this was she felt that her college degree was actually a hindrance to her in being able to get a job anywhere, and she was starting to remove any reference to Evergreen College with her resume when she would apply for jobs, and she was having much more success if she didn't have any reference to Evergreen College on her any job applications. And so the implication being that being associated with Evergreen College was actually a net negative when it came to future career opportunities. And so this led to more of a conversation about should Evergreen College just be shut down or defunded. And this is really something that has come up. It's been discussed by some legislators in Olympia and Washington State, where they've discussed this a little bit recently, and I think it's worth revisiting this. This is a state-funded school, it's a state college. The state can found it and the state can shut it down. So I think it's worth discussing this whole topic. And it really began a few years ago, although there's been a lot of conversations about challenges that Evergreen College has had. It started with a kind of a blow up on campus that began over an effort by college students to make kind of a racist day on campus where they would exclude people of one color versus another. And in this case, they were going to say that this is a day on campus where you should have no whites on campus. The progressive students felt that, self-described progressive students anyway, felt that this kind of a racist focus on campus was a good use of campus time. And it turned out one of the professors on campus actually thought that it was not a very good use of time and not a very good way to actually demonstrate anything beneficial on campus. The name of the professor was Brett Weinstein, and he made got a lot of coverage after this because there was kind of a mini riot on campus, a sit-in his office, a lot of confrontations. Of course, the professor was forced to basically resign from campus after he had been threatened quite a bit, and because of that, he was on national news. And Evergreen College is fairly well known for basically encouraging self-expression for students. They don't have grades, you get to make up your own college degree that you can major in, and so they say, hey, it's your way to expression on the college campus. Which sounds great and wonderful, and I'm sure that a lot of very intelligent and capable students have taken advantage of that over the years. However, after this whole event on campus occurred with the professor, some of the students on campus decided that their self-expression was going to include getting baseball bats and going around and becoming their own enforcement arm of whatever they felt was going to be acceptable speech on campus. And these types of kind of vigilante approaches to student life don't really make for a super healthy environment. And of course, that also leads to headlines about your college that most people probably wouldn't want to have about a university that they attend. And with national media starting to pay attention to the university, it's no wonder that it's been getting a lot of negative attention because of this. If you want to learn more, I would definitely recommend you go to Benjamin Boyce's YouTube channel, look up Red Queen of Evergreen, or a video about the real story on why Evergreen's tanking, or a variety of other great videos. He's done a lot of in-depth reporting on a lot of the problems at Evergreen College, and nobody could do it better. And I encourage you to go to his YouTube channel. I don't know him, I've never met him, but having looked at some of these videos, they're very powerful with a lot of inside video and documents from Evergreen College. And I think that if you're a prospective student and you've considered potentially applying to Evergreen, I definitely recommend you going there. You'll learn a lot more than you ever wanted to know about Evergreen College, and it's frankly quite disturbing. Now, of course, Evergreen College, like any university, and particularly one like this that's in crisis, has hired professional marketing teams to come in and try to convince the rest of the world that they are alive and growing, that this campus has a lot of opportunities. There's nothing unusual going on here, nothing to see here, and they're spending a lot of money trying to promote this. And part of the reason that they're having to do this is because of some of the features of Evergreen College that we see today. It is rated the worst college in America for free speech. And well, that may seem okay if you're a progressive, woke student who may want to suppress the speech of others. The truth is most people don't want to be in an environment where their speech is going to be suppressed or shouted down or potentially beat over the head with a baseball bat. Because of that, there's a decline in student enrollment, which has been going on for several years now, but it's only getting worse, which has led to multiple rounds of staff layoffs. Now, if you know some of the senior staff at Evergreen, you might recommend that they lay off even more. However, the general staff layoffs that have occurred have not necessarily been great for employee morale or an improvement in living at the college campus. They've had to do it for financial reasons. Now, and part of this, of course, is the experimental nature of the educational experience at Evergreen, where there's no grades and you get to make up your own degrees. This hasn't necessarily been improved by these types of environments, and the fact that, as the graduate who contacted me a few weeks ago indicated, that many private sector businesses won't even hire somebody if they have an Evergreen College degree. I've actually had numerous businesses and business owners tell me that they definitely don't want to interview or talk to anybody from Evergreen College. And whether it deserves that reputation or not, what you read about this college and the experiences that students who've graduated from there recently said, that seems to be the indication where things are going. Now, I could understand that if you are a self-described progressive or a woke student and you believe that Glenn Morgan is too libertarian or conservative to possibly know what you would want in a college experience, why would you bother listening to me? And I totally understand that. But I think that it's important for you to consider that there's plenty of progressive college options, liberal arts colleges that exist in America today. And plenty of them focus on intersectionality and social justice issues, gender studies, Marxist studies, LGBTQ studies. You've got all kinds of different progressive, self-described progressive, or modern woke classes that you can take at every single college in America today, and plenty of them that would be just as left-leaning as Evergreen. You also have the ability to protest and riot and suppress dissenting thought on most of these other college campuses. Evergreen's not alone in doing that. They may be the most visible one and the most ridiculous, but you can do this if that's really what your goal and that's your college experience that you want to have as a student. You can do that in plenty of other places. And you don't have to worry about potentially being exposed to maybe conservative or libertarian thought, because almost all the professors are already left-leaning and woke, so you don't have to worry about the potential exposure to unique thinking. And at least if you go to one of those schools, you have a degree that's going to have some value, which is quite a contrast, apparently, with the Evergreen College degree experience. Now, the question is, for those of us who live here, and I live nearby Evergreen, not far away, what do we do with the campus? Let's just say we do shut it down, put it out of its misery, end this experiment for now, and we still have this 1,000-acre campus. It's beautiful. It's maybe showing a little bit of wear and tear here and there, but what do we do? And one of the suggestions that I've had recently, and it's received some interest, is perhaps what we can do is take Evergreen College and turn it into an addict homeless camp, or a way to help people recover from their drug addictions. And came up even with a new logo. If you look at the tree, the logo that I have there, it uses heroin needles instead of the original Evergreen tree. It would be more appropriate for this transition on campus, and that is a proposed logo. Evergreen can use it free of charge. And part of the reason is that if you go to the city of Olympia, which is nearby, and you actually look at the homeless addict camps that exist there, they are living in squalor. I mean, these are not great places. And although it's kind of an experiment in Olympia's urban decay, it isn't really something that most of the residents of Olympia want to see every day. And it's probably not a great lifestyle for the addicts and the homeless who live there. So if they could move to a campus which has, like Evergreen right now, which is nearby, with concrete structures where you'd have a lot harder time accidentally burning them down with a burn barrel or a brush fire, and where the building would be a little bit harder to destroy, and they have bathrooms and they have commercial kitchens, you'd probably get a much better situation for the people who are currently homeless living in the woods and living on the streets of Olympia. And at least then you could maybe put some counseling services there, or and they could sleep when they're not outside under blue tarps or in the along salmon streams or wherever they're staying right now in the city of Olympia. So, even the waterfront homeless camps in Olympia, like this one pictured here underneath the 4th Avenue Bridge, they're not exactly great places to stay. You have a great view, but you've got a lot of garbage and a lot of problems living out in the weather as a homeless addict. And so Evergreen would probably be a superior location for that. Of course, the real problem that the city of Olympia has, and why we have so much homeless in the area, is that there's a serious problem with drug addiction here. And to deny that is just to not face the reality of the problem that faces the people who live in Seattle, the people who live in nearby cities. We've seen it all on the West Coast in particular. But if you recruit a bunch of addicts and you make it really easy for them to get drugs, like heroin, like meth, and other types of drugs, then they're going to unfortunately fall into this kind of a lifestyle. So Evergreen might be one of these ways where we could transition people out of this lifestyle, and we could use the campus for that purpose. I've written an article about this a few months ago, and the more things kind of seem to get worse both on the college campus and in the nearby homeless camps, it seems like a better and better proposal the more I look at it. You can read this article on We the Govern, and you'll get a lot more information on specifically why the Evergreen College campus would probably be a better place for this and how this could be transitioned. The truth is probably a lot of the students and faculty there would maybe appreciate this transition, and they might not even notice much. If you've ever been on the campus lately, it would be kind of a transition that could be very seamless. So, just in closing, Evergreen College prides itself on an experience like no other. And if you've gone to Evergreen recently, you'll know that indeed that is an experience like no other college. But it's probably time to shut down the experiment, save the taxpayer dollars, put that campus to better use, and prevent what this college student, this Evergreen College graduate, had told me about how disappointed she was. We could prevent more students from going through this experience and having that same disappointment when they end their education path at Evergreen. And that's really why I think putting in Evergreen out of its misery now would save and just save a lot of students poor experiences in the future. Thank you for watching We the Govern. Go to wethegovern.com to learn more. Feel free to share, subscribe, and like, or add your comments below. See you next time.